Hey Joey, so I'm here. I want to record a video. So each one of these pans, my understanding, John just came up here and walked with me where the drips were. Well, you can see up in the ceiling. It doesn't look that bad, but it will be pretty bad as far as the stains. The stains are gonna be kind of ugly. They're gonna stay there. Nothing too crazy on the ceilings. I mean, repaint may be able to fix it for a quick fix, but if I were you, you can see the stains there around the lights. Those will get uglier over time. But more importantly, Joey, I was thinking is the mold that might be growing in the top of the ceilings if you don't address it now. Based on what I see here, John was explaining to me there was a bunch of standing water all over the counters, a lot of water. The main drip was coming from this area on this ton. So out of this one light, that was a fast drip, but then more drips were coming out of this light, that light, and then some holes up here because it looks like I haven't moved anything, but there's some water collected in these pots, and there's a cup here. It kept dripping. And then when they finished, this is the stuff that kept dripping after. And here, there's more drip. So this is the kind of aftermath drip of after it was clean. So it tells me that the beginning was pretty heavy. But here's the more concerning part, Joey. Probably the most expensive fix for you, if you want to go this route, is the wood floor. John was telling me that this side, all of this was a lot of standing water right here. There was just a lot. I guess it was coming from the counters. It'd go here and it dripped down this way. But what I noticed is if you look at this, the floors are a little raised. So you see this? It's a little raised. That I will tell you was not like that because I had just done a sweep of the floors not too long ago. And look at this one. This one's really high. This one here, you can kind of see how it's starting to pop up. So I know this wasn't there. You can see, here's some more evidence. You can see the water, it's underneath this mat. It's still wet. So all of this wetness, at one point, if it got underneath the flooring, then the wood flooring, you know, as long as it's dry now, it won't continue lifting, but over time, the damage is kind of done here in this area. And then I just got home, so I'll go ahead and clean this up. But here's another example, watch. You see how this is wet still? Look, this part's lifting here. You see that? This is lifting already because the water is capturing underneath. So the wood floor, I think, I don't know, it's raised, so it's already minor damage, but I don't know how serious it's gonna be. So again, the soffit, you can do a paint, maybe not remove the whole gypboard, but Joey, mold would be subject to growing, and if you want your daughter living in here in the future, this mold is going to potentially grow over a couple years. You probably want to fix that as soon as possible. So this counter here, yeah, it's dry, but from my understanding, John was telling me there was some water that fell into this side. So I checked the back side of my couches. The couches is moved. I assume these guys cleaned underneath the couch. I've already checked my couches. They're still functioning. They're all electronic, so there's no damage there. I reviewed them. It doesn't look like there's any damage. My control, it's all wet. This control here was right here in the middle of the action, so I'm gonna give it a while to see if my bolts will work. So the only other thing is I had a bunch of stuff here, which was some of this mail, some important mail, but you know, some memorabilia of me going to the President's Cup. Not a big deal, but this got wet. I was hoping to save that. No cost of anything, but you know, there's some stuff there that there's no money to that, Joey, but a little bit of an inconvenience. And then really the biggest thing is my Bose speaker here. It got wet, so this thing got super wet. It's actually still wet. This whole thing in here, this whole apparatus and the thing, it was all underneath here, so all the water, when it was splashing, fell into it. Now I don't want to plug it in just now because I don't want to get shocked, but hopefully that still works. And John told me I should disinfect everything. So what I got to do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy some peroxide and some cleaners and literally just kind of spray the whole floors, spray the walls, spray the dishwasher, spray the counters, spray all my dishes, do kind of an area of all around here, kind of follow the whole thing. You can tell I haven't moved anything, so you can tell these guys moved all the chairs here to clean around it. And if you look down, you can see mops, and it's kind of, you can see they did some cleaning of some dirty water. So I'm gonna have to mop this and disinfect it because I just don't feel confident right now that it's pretty cleaned. So that's kind of the magnitude of the thing, Joey. It's stuck just around here with, you know, some standing water on the outside that looks like it got fixed. Now, I haven't seen the floors lift on this side. You can see the floors are still good. There's a slight lift here. And this side here, there's maybe some slight lift. So it's not too bad. The wood floor on this side is not too bad, Joey. But John did tell me that most of the water, big time, was standing water here on this side. So there was a lot of water on this side. Hence why the flooring is starting to lift. So just for FYI for you, Joey, look, you can see, still wet. I'll go ahead and clean this up. These guys didn't clean underneath the mat. So look, there you go. So I'll go ahead and take care of this, Joey. But that's about it for now. Just kind of gives you an idea. Again, I don't think you need to do the ceiling right away, but if I were you, I'd jump on it just for sakes of having a good place here, Joey. I would hate for them to... I would hate for you to miss an opportunity to get it fixed. But my main concern on the ceiling is not so much the cosmetics of it. You can tell there's some stains. But it's more about the mold in the future, Joey. That's what I would be concerned about. You know, the mold won't be an issue until... Okay, so probably when I'm out of here, Joey. So it won't affect me, but definitely as a landlord, I'd probably want to get that fixed. Now, I just noticed something, Joey. Here you can see the floor starting to lift. You see that? You see that? So if you look at it from this angle, you see some lift here. Now that wasn't there, Joey. See, there's a little lift here. And there's a little lift here, and that explains it because everything was falling off of there, coming back here. So that explains why just those areas have lift. But if you look everywhere else, everything else, there's no lift. You know, everything else is smooth. There's no lift. Just in the areas that got wet. So that's kind of evidence that maybe the water did that, Joey. So you can investigate yourself, but there's a good, there it is. Okay, and here it is too. Look, you can kind of see where the water, see that? That's signs of water intrusion right there. Typical. So that makes sense. It's the lifting is only around the area where the drips were. If you go on this side, there's no lifts. See? No lifts. Everything's smooth. You get to that side, no lift. You get to this side, a lot of lift down here. Not a lot, but over time, I think you might get screwed. All right, Joey. So I will start cleaning up around here. I'm gonna disinfect everything, but that's kind of the level.